Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast.
Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast.
I'm Margot.
And I'm Miller. You can find us everywhere where you would find like a normal podcast,
A
iTunes.
normal podcast.
Yeah.
They have normal ones and sexy
They
ones.
do.
They have them all.
This is in the sexy iTunes department. You
Yeah.
can find us anywhere. Just search Nerds Who Swing. Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. You can find us.
Twitter everywhere? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're all the places.
We are everywhere you want us to be.
And you, well, I mean,
or we could be.
there's that.
Yeah. Email us at nerdswhoswing@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Email questions,
Yeah.
comments, send in pictures, and you can be on our logo.
That's right. Every episode, we have a contest where you could be in the Nerds Who Swing logo. Go to our Instagram page, and you can find all of the past winners of every episode.
They're not all me or
No,
you.
You
There
are
lots
in
of other
some, and
people.
I'm in some, but
Yeah.
that was like the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
Now we have all of our sexy listeners
It's so awesome.
giving us their pictures.
It's really,
amazing.
really good.
Yeah.
Now and then they're too sexy, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. I sometimes have to put the words over the titties just so you don't see the nipples, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Keep sending in those nipples, ladies.
Send us your nipples, exactly. Yeah. Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast.
Thanks for listening.
It's not the way you think that turns me on. The last thing I wanna do is listen to you talk. I don't wanna know what you're about. I just want your dirty little mind and your dirty little mouth.
True. And I mean, even I wonder if some of the people who enjoy the separate play, a lot of what it sounds like have been sort of like they go on the date and they have sex and they come home and they talk about it and that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that sounds a little bit like the guy is going to meet a girl and he has sex with a girl and then that's what happens. Totally fine. If you're a type of person whose favorite thing is sort of a group situation, then that changes things a little bit. Like if you and your partner are mostly swapping, like it's you're like a guy girl couple and you meet another guy girl couple and you swap and that's what you're doing. That's
Right.
the sort of routine you're in or thing you like or whatever.
Yeah.
I could maybe separate play is sort of more, I don't know, is what I'm saying making sense?
Yeah, no, I think so.
Because, like, then if he goes and meets a girl, like, he's still kind of doing the thing that he wanted to do. Or she goes and meets a guy, the hot wife, hot husband thing.
Yeah.
Kind of makes sense because that's sort of what's happening when you swap. You just may or may not be, maybe you guys are in the same room, maybe you're on the same bed, maybe you're all touching, whatever it is. But that's kind of a similar dynamic because I've been in the same room with you, but I didn't know what was going on with you. So
yeah, that's true.
you
As far
could
as
have
we
been in a
know,
different
we could have
room.
been in a
It would have
different room, but we were in the same bed.
Right. But if your goal is to have
Yeah.
like a group, if that's your favorite
Yeah.
kind of thing is more of a group situation,
Yep.
then I wonder if that's maybe something that you want your partner at more or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that was
no,
a very
I think that makes sense.
well put together thought, but that's sort of what I was wondering.
All right. It works great for us, but it's not for everyone. Lets you go at different paces with no worries about matching performance and removes distractions like being asked if we want room service in the middle of play. No, we want to climax without being interrupted. So, I guess if you have different like libidos, or I guess if the play session is like going a different length of time, like if one couple finishes and the other one doesn't. I'm guessing something like that.
Yeah, like that. I get it.
Yep.
It's kind of a. That sounds like sort of a swap situation, but where you don't have to be at the same pace. I see. Yeah, I see what you mean.
We are hybrid. Separate play is necessary because four-way connections has almost been impossible for us. Very rare. Separate play adds to intense compersion and has helped our connection just as much as swinging together.
That's true. That four-way thing can be hard.
Yeah, it can be. I think we've been pretty lucky.
We have, yeah, I think so.
I don't know,
but
if,
it is. I get it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Anybody who's tried to make couple friends knows
Yeah.
that it's hard. Just friends.
Any friend, not
where it's
friends
like,
you want to like have sex with, but
guess
like,
what?
yeah.
I met this girl and we really get along, and then it's like the husbands have to meet, and it's
Yeah.
like, and then the kids have to get together, and like at
Yeah.
some point not all, it can break down.
Yeah.
So anyway, and this is someone you're gonna have sex with, not just someone you're gonna like see occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I agree. When we got into the lifestyle, we said we would try anything twice. Separate play was one of those things on our bucket list. So there you go. They gave it a try. Separate play under the same roof. Do it all the time. Totally separate. Tried it in the late 2000s with strangers and people we tried it with and didn't go well. More recently, tried it again with people who are good friends, longtime friends, play partners, and it got much better.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Late 2000s.
I wonder if it's I wonder how much that long-term sort of friendship connection thing.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that has to do with it. Sort of like you're more comfortable,
Right, with the other people.
right? So you sort of trust me with them, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's
more
true.
so than a random new person.
Yeah, I could see that. Like,
I'm not saying that's
being
my opinion,
Almost
I'm
like
just
an
wondering
evolution
if
of
that's
like
a
what
feel.
that is. You know, like eventually you would probably have that happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
Cool. Since the late 2000s,
I know.
which sounds like a year ago.
I
by
know,
the way,
it sounds so
because,
funny.
but
It's
I get it.
2020?
That's
What?
like, yeah, exactly. It's like the 90s were like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
No.
But it feels like they were.
We're like past the future and Blade Runner and Back to the Future at this
Yeah.
point. Like, we have sort of. She's played with a guy by herself. She had a blast, and I had a great time hearing about it and helping her relive it. We are planning on some separate play with a couple in the future, and the rules are pretty basic. Yeah.
Okay. That same roof thing is
Yeah, sounds like it.
interesting. Yep.
Yeah. It's the only way we play, which is the one reason we are not actively in the lifestyle at the moment.
The only way they play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting. That's all the tweets.
But they're
we
also
got.
not in the lifestyle
Yeah.
at the moment.
Like,
Maybe you just haven't sort of synced up with somebody,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that could
timing wise.
be. Yeah.
It's funny. It feels like it both sort of widens the scope in a way, like makes things easier in a way, and sort of like, oh my goodness, if you do separate play, like you have someone every weekend because like
Yeah.
babysitting's not a problem. And I don't know, it just seems like you're not looking for that 4-way or 5, 6, whatever, however many people you're trying to make all connected and into each other and stuff.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's kind of like, well, it'll make it so much easier.
Yeah.
And then in another way, it may be, anyway, interesting.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, that's it for the tweets.
All right, this is a long one.
We got 2 longer ones.
All right, get ready. Limber
Okay.
up.
Get
Gonna
ready
do
to
some
hear
reading.
Miller stumble over his words.
Excellent.
Greeting, nerds in the north.
Hey,
I know.
cute.
We began.
How
there
north
you go.
are we?
Second
You don't
word,
know.
I messed it up. Yeah.
Nerds of the North.
All right. We began the lifestyle.
That makes us sound like we're from Game of Thrones.
I know, right?
We're the nerds of the north.
We are the nerds
We
of the
guard the
north.
wall of sex.
The wall
sex
of
wall.
dicks. We began the lifestyle about a year ago with the expectation we would stick with it, same room play. Then we met another great long-term couple who suggested we have separate kick conversations and consider separate room play. They revealed no red flags over dinner and as far as their connections with each other, and simply presented it as something they found to be successful in their past adventures. The kick part. Separate text threads did not mean any secrets were being kept. It just meant freedom to have intimate one-on-one conversations without our spouses being present in the moment. This resulted in much more efficient and sexy conversations. Spouses would share the gist of the conversations with each other after the fact, verbally, via screenshot, or by simply handing their phone over. It works well because a 4-way text can leave a slow typer behind and ruin and can run right past perfect spots for a bit of humor. the sex part. Similar to having just 2 in the chat, having just 2 in the bedroom makes it easier to focus on the task at hand, which is paying attention to the sexy person who isn't your spouse. We first did this by each couple getting a hotel room, then switching partners for dinner and sex. Then going back to each other's hotel rooms at an appointment time like 1 a.m. After same night, separate rooms was successful, we did separate nights at a hotel or cabin with our sexy counterparts, a day or 2 apart. This method carried the added benefit of us not having to arrange childcare, and the trust and reconnection sex with our spouses was just as good as before. It was essentially all good. We have all had fun times doing the same room play, so we are not advocating one over the other at this point. Just noting that each have their different aspects. Thank you, too, for exploring the subject and not simply disregarding it as not your style. Best regards, all the little women in Little Women.
Oh, my God.
I may have added the last part, yeah.
Okay. What a well-constructed email, first of all.
I agree.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah,
I feel sometimes,
I assume it was the
people
writer
write
from
things
Little Women that wrote this?
Yeah, clearly.
I can't remember her name.
Well, of the book, this is too much.
Is it different from the movie?
Yes, the book is very old.
No, but is the name in the book different than the movie?
Oh, the
Yeah,
character, the little woman. No one. We should stop talking about this.
No. Let's get deep into this. Nerds who are Little Women.
It's Joe.
Yeah.
But anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think? You say things first.
Me first. Okay.
I feel like you read
Well,
and
I
then
read
I
the
say
whole
my
thing.
I know, but
like,
then
I
you
feel
don't
like
get
I need
your
a break
opinion
of like I just
okay.
spoke for like 20 minutes
sorry.
reading this email.
I don't want it to be like the only my opinion show.
No, I don't
wanna
think
make
it is.
sure you get to say something too.
It's the Margot who swings buddy.
Right, exactly. You read things, I comment.
The Miller who reads, Margot who swings. Yeah.
You read,
Yeah.
I'll be over here.
Yeah. Get back to reading, Miller.
Yeah, go read something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You sure? You say
Well, I
words.
like the end where they said that they still like same room play. Mm-hmm. They're not advocating one over the other. Mm-hmm. I like that. That's cool. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of the messages that we got necessarily. Well, there was some that said they'll never do it,
which is
fine.
totally
but they weren't
fine,
shitting on the idea of
right.
people that do it. So I think all these are good. But I liked the way they worded it at the end.
Yeah,
there.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting how they sort of. It seems like it was a bit of a progression.
Yeah.
Like same hotel, same night, separate play, and then they went back to sort of their like their spouse's room or whatever for sleepy time.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how they worded it, but whatever.
Yeah.
So that makes some sense.
Yeah.
And then that went well, so they took it a step farther of like, well, we'll have totally separate nights and all that. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I'm just excited for these couples who have sort of figured it out for themselves. Like, not that we haven't. I mean, I'm excited for us too. I just mean anybody within the lifestyle who've sort of talked about their
figured out what they're into, whether you're into it or not,
parameter,
or whatever.
what makes them excited, what doesn't.
No, it's great.
Because had people not had the conversations of not only like, okay, we've all got past the barriers of having sex with other people.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
Good for us, yay.
Which is a massive barrier to get by.
Humongous, right? So maybe then this is almost like maybe like piddly little nitpicky stuff
maybe.
at this point in comparison to being in the lifestyle in the first place.
Yeah.
But I just think it's really
it's great
that people are like, okay, so let's try it this way.
Well, it just shows that people are having those talks. Like the conversation is like open.
Like they were like, how do we do this in a way where we both feel happy and safe?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll get a hotel room, 2 separate rooms, same night, same place. And then we'll try it.
Yeah.
And they did, and it worked. So then they're like, all right, well, now we'll try that. I just think that's so great. Like within their relationship, they just really found a way to try new things in a safe sort of feeling way, which is so cool.
I thought that was very cool.
I just think that's really great.
Yeah, I agree.
And I get it.
Yeah.
Like it's a very well explained, thought out way to try it. Makes total sense.
It was interesting the kick part that they had separate conversations.
Oh yeah. That would never fly for me. No, I don't mean that judgy. I
No,
get
and
it.
that goes
It's
back to
great
what you
for
just
them.
said, that everybody can know what they like and don't like.
No, I just literally mean like I would be the worst.
Oh, like
Like,
like I would get a message on the side from the husband, be like, "Dude,
did
is
she
is
die?
she dead?"
Exactly.
Like, because she is not replying. She hasn't even
That's my
read them
point.
for like 2 weeks.
And
Like,
it's not an interest thing. It's just a time thing.
Yeah.
I would be the worst.
yeah.
So
you need me there to like
I
poke
do.
the conversation
Yeah,
along
but
sometimes.
he said
Yeah.
something like 3
Yeah.
days ago,
Yeah.
so
That
why I
counts
don't
for
have
me.
to say
I get
anything.
points for him talking.
Exactly. So I again,
Yeah.
they found something that works for them. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah.
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 I thought it was cool. All right, you ready for the other one?
Okay.
Okay. Well, my wife and I were listening. Not currently. They're not currently listening.
Maybe.
They were
You don't
listening.
know.
That they could be again. Yeah, they were listening in the car together while driving home from a lifestyle weekend centered around a hotel takeover.
Aww.
Playing separate.
Sorry, just pause a second. I just really like picturing people listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
It's just really cute. It's like so. Well, I don't know.
Like the radio's
think of-
broken, put something on. What do you have on your phone? Nothing. Just the Nerds Who Swing. Fuck. I guess we could talk or we can listen to that.
I'm too tired to talk.
Yeah. Put
on them.
Put the stupid nerds from the
No,
north
but
on.
like, I don't know. I just like listening to a podcast as a couple, and then
Yeah.
you
Talking
know,
about
like
it.
you pause it, you talk about it, and you're I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I agree.
I like it.
It's very
Okay.
cool.
It just makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
We were driving home. They're driving home.
Yeah,
Set the scene. They're driving
I'm
home.
picturing it.
Okay. So playing separate has been a thing we've discussed ourselves lately. So we were drawn to the topic, and we did do a little separate play over the weekend. It comes down to shared experiences for us. And I think what Margot was trying to get in on the last podcast. Sorry. And that's what I think Margot was trying to get in on the last podcast. It doesn't need to be side by side for us, but we don't necessarily want the other one to run off and do unknown things with unknown people. It's about communication for us. If a woman picks me up somewhere, unlikely,
Aw,
my wife would want to get a ping to know what's going on. And likewise, when I send her off with a guy, I know what's going on, and it doesn't bother me until she. Sorry. And I know what's going on, and it doesn't bother me until she goes off books and starts calling audibles. So I think he just wants to be kept in the loop of what's
sure.
happening. Yeah.
That's a completely
Yeah.
fair request.
Yeah.
I think. Sure. Yeah.
Then it's no longer a shared experience.
I gotcha.
And all of that is different if I send her off to a party and say, have at it. Then it's still communication and permission, and I know everything and anything that can happen. So again, for us, it does come back to communication, expectations, and keeping things a shared experience. But this seemed similar to where your intentions were going in the podcast. So we thought we'd share our perspective with you, and having this conversation because of your podcast has helped us to define a shared experience for us, as well as to help guide us in our future adventures. Hope it works out for you to keep it up. And that is from Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci and their wives from.
I wonder if they hear that. Like, could you get someone who's like under 70? No? Okay.
No. Yeah.
And their wives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Shared
Do
experience.
you have to say from The Irishman?
Oh yeah, that's from The Irishman.
Good.
Sorry, yeah,
Because
I didn't
people
say that.
might be like, Joe Pesci?
Yeah, it's-
What is this?
Yeah.
What year is this? Okay.
Yeah. People don't rush out to see the latest Joe Pesci movie.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it is I agree. It's the shared experience thing.
Yeah, I agree because he said that like like if he gives her permission or whatever to go out and do whatever, like that's still shared because he knows about it and they talked about it. But like if he said gets picked up or whatever, like she would want to know. So yeah, I thought it was interesting, the idea of a shared experience. That just because you're not necessarily like in the same room, you still
Doesn't make it not shared anymore.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Robert De Niro and Joe
dudes.
Pesci. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. That I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a free for all. situation.
No. So yeah.
But what's funny is like, it's not like a free for all. Well, because it's not that a free for all would be a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to say, like, I feel a little bit, just, it's only based on that one person. So whatever. It feels a little bit like they heard me saying, I'm not sure if I want to, and you saying we should.
Oh, okay. You know, I don't
And
think
I don't
that's...
think that's true.
Yeah.
But I do think sometimes our dynamic in life, not just this, is that if one of us is presenting one thing,
Right, the other one tries to
other
present
one
the other.
talks about the other thing.
Yeah.
Just because, in this, if I was like, we are never doing it, you would be like, okay. But if I'm going like, I'm not sure and here's why,
Yeah.
then you're going to sort of push the other side, not necessarily because you want to,
No.
but you're trying to help me figure out
Yeah.
where I want to be.
Yeah, I
Right?
think that's fair.
So I think that's sometimes what we're doing here, where
Oh, yeah, I
it's
think
not
so,
that
yeah.
you don't also have concerns.
Right.
And I don't even know if concern is the right word. That makes it sound like
No,
it's
but
this
it just
big
means
problem.
like,
But
yeah.
whatever thoughts, like I have thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
but you maybe already share the thoughts that I'm expressing, so you don't feel the need to express them as well.
Yeah.
So you just say like, but what if this,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of playing the other side,
Mm-hmm.
not argument wise, but just to kind of like
Yeah.
keep things balanced
Absolutely.
and sort of keep the conversation going. So I'm not sure if listeners feel like I'm going, yeah, hard pass, and you're trying to convince me. I just don't want that sort of out there because I don't,
Right.
that's not the dynamic we have. Like,
No, I think we're
gonna-
both exploring it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because it's like I can't really think of anything that you would do that I wouldn't like.
Right.
It's not that. It's not like I can't leave you alone because you might do that thing I don't want you to do.
Right.
There isn't there isn't anything.
Yeah.
So it's not like I have to keep tabs on you or I have to because that kind of makes it seem like I don't trust you, and that's not at all what
No.
it is. And also, I don't know what that thing would be. What's the
Right.
thing that I'm there to make sure? I'm not there to make sure you don't do something.
No.
I'm there to experience things with you.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think we do that with a lot of conversations that we, especially like on the podcast, where like we don't intentionally be like, well, you take this side and I'll take this side.
No, it's just
We
sometimes
just kind
the
of
first thought
start
that pops
talking,
into your
and
head.
one of us kind of takes one side, the other one takes the other, just so we can kind of flush out what it's really about. I don't think
Kind of
anybody would have
happened,
taken it
but-
that you didn't like.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So I'm not like, I think
Against
if I
it.
was if I was against it, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think like there are some like hot things that I want to happen, but I want to be there to like see them. Like
yeah, I agree. Well, I know
to
that's
be a
what,
part of it,
yeah.
to sort of like for myself,
Yeah.
not for. It's not a. It's not a distrust thing
No.
or like an uncomfortable thing. Like if we would have found like that dress girl
Yeah.
the other night,
Yeah.
if she was like, I only play with guys,
Yeah.
I'd have been open to you going up with her.
Oh yeah.
But I would have been like, but I want to come.
Well, you could have definitely watched.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not that I would be like,
Yeah.
what would he do? What if he does
Right.
this? Like, no, there's not, that's
No.
not it. Like,
Yeah.
you'd only be going up there with my blessing anyway.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get it, you wouldn't go because
No.
that's how, you know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Like, go wait in the car for me.
No, but
Like,
that's
yeah.
who you are
Yeah.
anyway. But like, yeah, anyways, even not let alone the sort of respectful, like,
Yeah.
lifestyle rules.
Yeah.
But
Totally. Well, we got like tons of like feedback, which is awesome.
really, really cool. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, our
with
listeners
all
are
that.
like awesome. Like
As
always.
always, that's the main bullet point of this conversation is our viewers.
Our viewers. Oh, I hope there's no
Fucked it
viewers.
up.
Yeah.
Not
Who's
viewers.
watching us? Yeah.
I didn't tell you that I'm
Yeah.
also releasing this on.
Yeah. No.
No.
I should have put pants on.
No, that's why people pay
Oh,
the,
okay.
the good money.
Well, like, it's definitely a topic that we're probably going to come back to at some point. It's probably something that I don't know if we'll try it or not, but I think we should circle back to at some point.
Totally.
And I don't think our listeners should be like, just because we've had like these episodes about it doesn't mean we're done talking about it. So like if you have more feedback to give to us, send it our way. Like, what has your experience been?
Just like with everything.
Yeah.
It's so awesome to hear. And then it sparks good conversation between us.
Yeah.
Both in the podcast, but also just in life.
Yeah. But also it
really
sparks
cool.
conversation with our listeners. Like they've said that
Between
like we
each
listened to the
other and
podcast
stuff,
and then we started talking about it.
Exactly.
So don't be afraid to like send us, your thoughts and
Here's something that worked and here's something that
Yeah.
didn't, and not just the separate play stuff.
No,
Although that
it
really
could
does.
be anything.
That
It's
seems
just-
to have really
Yeah.
ignited a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, listeners
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
and viewers.
Yeah, and viewer. Yeah, okay. I'm going to close the windows now. Yeah.
It's not the way you think that turns me on. The last thing I wanna do is listen to you talk. I don't wanna know what you're about. I just want your dirty little mind and your dirty little mouth.
Recut.
Uncut. No,
Yeah.
not recut.
Yeah. Cut.
Super double cut.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then uncut. And
You're
then,
right. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. Reverse cut.
Yeah.